You want to make sure that you have a mobile version of your website. Now, there's two ways that you can do this. Number one, you should, if you've had your website designed, relatively recent within the past, 5-6 years, your website should automatically be responsive. Should already have a mobile version. And what do I mean by that? About 10 years ago, it was very common to see websites like this on a mobile device. The website looked exactly like it did on desktop, except it was just really small and everything was smushed in together, and you would have to zoom in and move things around in order for you to, get the information or whatever it is that you're looking for. Okay, and it also made it very hard to fill out forms, and it just was not very user friendly. When you have it responsive, that means that the layout and the images and the words change according to the screen size. Okay, and that's very important to have. And again, it all goes back to Google's user experience. Okay, so when somebody's on mobile search, which is the bigger search engine, Google's mobile search engine, the one that you just obviously get off of your cell phone or your mobile phone, is bigger, has greater activity on it than a desktop does. Okay, so Google takes this into very high regards. They want everybody's website to, or they would like everyone's website to be responsive, and that is a huge algorithm signal, okay, which is used to determine which websites are going to be ranked at top, because again, user experience. Now, it's very easy for you to find out which one yours is, but before I go further, there's two ways to do it. Number one, you can either have it responsive, which more than likely your website is, and I'm going to show you how you can find that out here in a second. Or number two, you would have to get an entire different version. If your website right now is not responsive, doesn't change automatically according to the screen size, you would have to make another version of it, okay? And it would be, like old school, it would be m.yourdomain.com. And then based on the screen size is the one that will display and switch, okay? But that's kind of old school. That's very archaic. That's not done that way anymore. But if you have a website to where you cannot get it off of whatever platform it's on, then that might be your only option. But if you do not have a mobile version of your website, you need to get that now. Okay, now let's see how we do this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use Libby's Power Washing, okay? I'm on Google Chrome. And what you want to do is you just want to right click and see where it goes straight down where it says inspect, and click on inspect. Now, don't worry about all this little code and all this stuff comes up. I'm not worried about that. I don't want you to look at that. I want you to go right here to the very top left of the actual bar on this panel that comes up. And I want you to click on it. Okay, and there you go. And it shows you what the mobile version is going to look like. Now, this one is 732. That means 732 wide. I'm just going to pull this down a little so we can get a little bit more screen space. Now, Google Chrome's got a cool little feature built in, not just that shows you, but you can actually change it to the cell phone type. Okay, so we'll take iPhone 12, and that's what this phone, there you go. That's what the site looks like on an iPhone 12. We will go to a Galaxy S20 and give it a second. That's what it looks like on a Galaxy S20, okay? On the iPad, the normal iPad 10-inch, I guess, or 9-inch, if you click on it, it will show you what it'll look like. That's what it'll look like, okay? It's very simple. Or what you can do, as you see, that has the marker just like it does now on the iPads, and it'll show you on the iPhones as well, or on the Galaxy. Just shows you where the cursor's at, okay? And then on top of that, you can just click on responsive up here and change it according to what, appears to pixels, right? And this way you can look. As you can see how the website is literally changing the way that it looks based on the screen size, okay? So this is what it looks like almost at desktop. And then if we go and we slide it in, you can see right here, this is what it probably looked like on an iPad. And just keep going in if you notice how the phone number's here. Now, as the screen size is getting smaller, you see how it jumped up here? That's great. That's perfect. It's user friendly. Now it's here. So basically, this website is optimized for mobile, and that's what you would want to do. Now, again, If you don't have a mobile version, you need to get a mobile version. You would have to have one created if your platform, if you cannot get it rebuilt, if it has not been rebuilt in the last 5, 6, 7 years, I highly recommend that you get it rebuilt, or you're going to have to get a mobile version of it, either which way. But go ahead and test this out to see if your website is, optimized for any screen that it's on, or not. Or maybe you might have to go get a mobile version.